So I wanted to change the console out of my 4Runner and my first gen, just because it was really worn out, pretty ugly looking, but it's really hard to find used ones that are still in good shape. If they're on eBay, they're super expensive, a couple $100, or they're pretty much trash like the one I had. So I ended up finding a 3rd gen 4Runner and got the console out of it and tried to see if it could work. And I ended up making it fit. You got to do a couple of modifications to it, but it's really not too hard. So here's what I did if any of y'all are interested. So here's the old one that I pulled out. You can see it's pretty bad looking. The latch doesn't even work anymore, and kind of falling apart. And then here's the 3rd gen one that I got. Cleaned it up real nice. It's in a lot better shape. And then the big difference is you can see right off the bat, it's got cup holders, which is another added bonus. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit wider. Are the first things there. So the ways you kind of get around that is you'll have to saw some holes right here, which is where the seatbelt things will come through, and do that on both sides. It kind of more mimics what the 1st gen one has on it. And then the other thing you'll have to do is drill new holes. These holes are the original ones. They don't quite line up with the older 4Runners ones, so I drilled these new ones in. But other than that, these holes line up just fine. It's a little bit wide, but once you screw them in, it just pulls it in tight. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good, and you got a nice console for cheap. I pulled this one out of a wrecked 4Runner for $40, and it's a lot better shape, and it's got cup holders, so that's the big bonus there. So I'll put it in the 4Runner real quick to show you how it looks, and start there. Alright, so here's the console all installed. Pretty sturdy in there. But yeah, the big things you'll notice is you don't have your 3 buttons right here, so if that's important to you, having your rear window roll down switch and the other one's there, yeah, it's probably not going to work. It's not all original and full stock, but I'm probably just going to move those switches somewhere else. Maybe buy the 12-volt guide kit for the back window. Yeah, the other things you notice, yeah, it's not a perfect fit. It bends in a little bit right there, but I mean, it works. You can make it fit. And then there's the 2 bolts down in the bottom. I'll probably get some little soft pad to cover those up. But yeah, you'll basically need to go get the same size bolts. Just make them about 3 to 3.5 inches long. So here's what originally came out of it. So just go to Lowe's, test the threads out, get the same thing, just about 3 to 3.5 inches long, and that'll bolt down right there. And those new holes that we drilled, let's see what that looks like through the bottom. So yeah, looking under the console, that's what it looks like with those 2 screws there. If you really want to get fancy, you can put some spacers in between them, but I don't think you need a whole lot of force holding the console down. I mean, just shaking it around, it's pretty sturdy, and people would climb over the back of that if they needed to. But yeah, pretty, if you got all the materials ready and you know what you're doing, you could probably get this done in an hour, 2 hours max. Yeah, I think it looks a lot better. You got cup holders. It's a nice, cheap new console, and it's a great way to update your interior 4Runner.